What's cracking, YouTube? It is your man King Howie back with another vid. You dig? Try to knock this video out before I have my homies come over and watch this Game 7 Cleveland Cavaliers against Boston. So let's get into that shit. I picked Cleveland to win the 7 games. It's gonna have to take maximum effort, not only from LeBron James, but from the others. And the others are J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver, George Hill, Larry Nance Jr., Tristan Thompson, and Jeff Green. Now, Boston is great at home. Obviously, y'all know that if you've been paying attention to the NBA playoffs. Boston is great at home. They have the feedback from the crowd that gives them the extra push to play competitive basketball. Defensive sounded team. Very aggressive on defense. Plays team defense really well. Jason Tatum, one of the top rookies of this year, really getting some good experience of going deep into the playoffs his first year as an NBA player. This is good for Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart and Shane Larkin. You know, to be in a position like this without Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving. They have veteran leadership from Al Horford. That's really the anchor for their defense. You got a savvy veteran with Marcus Morris, who's played really well. Well, he had one good game against LeBron, but throughout the playoffs, he's played really well. But I'm expecting LeBron James to get it done. You know, he's the best player in the NBA. MVP candidate. Had a great 15th season this year. What can you say? Can't take nothing away from him. To me, I thought he was the MVP this year. But unfortunately, you know, all these talks about James Harden, a.k.a. Trash Harden. I think the Cavs can win this game by 5. You know, it's going to be a brutal game. It's going to be a tough game. This game is going to be exciting. I could say this. I wasn't expecting. Well, I was expecting the Cavs and Boston to go at it like they're going at it. But I wasn't expecting this young team in Boston to play so good, you know. I was expecting them to make a lot of mistakes. I was expecting them to have a bad game at home early, you know, early in the series. But unfortunately, it's come down to Game 7 in TD Garden. So the whole atmosphere is going to be crazy with the fans. You know, they got the J.R. Smith slogan going on. And he's been horrific in these playoffs. I don't know what's going on with J.R. Smith, but man, it is unacceptable as an NBA basketball player to be playing 38 minutes and only score 2 to 5 points. That is just terrible. And you're supposed to be a shooter. Whew. We'll see what he does tonight. If he could give LeBron 20, Cleveland got a chance of winning this game. But he gonna have to do something. He gonna have to change his tune like overnight. Like JR gonna have to be on. He gonna have to make some shots and play some defense. I might as well get into it anyway, man, because I don't want to make another video on the NBA. I might do one before the finals, but I'm gonna just go ahead and include Monday's night game in this video as well, with the Golden State Warriors playing against the Houston Rockets. Oh, not to mention in the Cavs and Boston game, Kevin Love is going to be a big piece that they are going to be missing. But Kevin Love don't really play no defense, man. He just let Al Horford, anybody it just seemed like offensively, that's the direction that Boston was attacking on offense. Just going at Kyle Korver and Kevin Love. Now that Kevin Love is out, you have Larry Nance filling in. No, not Larry Nance, but Jeff Green is going to be filling in for a spot, so it could be different. But this Golden State and Warriors game, I picked Golden State to beat these guys in 5 because I think James Harden is pretty much trash. Yeah, I don't know about that 0 for 22 from the three-point line before you got your shit together and still lost in Game 6 on the road. But, you didn't have CP3 with the hamstring injury. Something inside of me wants the Rockets to pull this off. If the Rockets pull it off, James Harden pull it off, then he's well deserving of the MVP award. You knock out the champions to go to the finals, to possibly get your first ring. Yeah. Then James Harden, a.k.a. Trash Harden, you deserve MVP. But I still got the Warriors pulling this out. It's just too much to handle with Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. Even though they missing Iguodala, who was a Finals MVP, along with Kevin Durant being the Finals MVP. But we ain't going to get into that, Steph Curry, because you've been playing like shit in the playoffs. So maybe you could turn that around tonight. Maybe you could drop 40 on the Rockets in Houston. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But I'm going with the Warriors in Game 7 just to save me the time of doing a fucking video on the NBA because I'm like kind of tired of the NBA. Maybe I'm being biased because, my Lakers are not in the playoffs and I was trying to, do what LeVar did, speaking into existence, but that shit didn't pan out like I thought it would. But we'll see next season who we have coming over to the Lake Show. But I really want to see a Rockets versus Cleveland finals, but who knows what the NBA got up they sleeve with these damn referees and the way they've been reffing the games. Just shit has been terrible. I literally seen, and I'm only using Trash Harden as an example because that's the first thing that popped up into my mind is when he went down to the paint and Draymond Green just body checked him and a ball popped out his hand and no fucking whistle was blown. But, the NBA got to get their money some way, somehow. They already said prior to the Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals starting that they wanted the finals to start at a certain time. And voila, you got 7 games from all 4 teams. You see how that worked out? So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with today's game starting in about an hour, a little over an hour. I got people coming to the house. My phone about to start ringing in a minute. But yeah, man, shout out to both teams that make it in the NBA Finals. I really don't give a shit unless it's the Lakers. So with that said, man, in the meantime, before I leave, shout out to Ada MP in my last video. Cool conversation with him in the comments about the whole Colin Kaepernick thing. My whole thing, like I said, was basically how this was going to affect the players in the NFL that's really, that really want to protest. But now they have this stipulation in front of them. Like, my whole thing was how they were going to deal with that coming into games, especially big games. You know what I'm saying? But, over time throughout the year, I've seen last year the players kind of got over it as they went. The games started to mean more than whatever was going on. Not saying that whatever is going on with, the whole protesting, police brutality, inequalities and injustice situation. Not trying to say, be light about what I said, but my whole thing was the psyche of the players that really want to say something, that want to step out there. Now they have to think about what they're going to do going out on the field, knowing that this new NFL bullshit rule is now put into play. So shout out to Ada MP. I told you I was going to shout you out. I'm a man of my word. Go Pack Go.